Hi friends, my name is Dara and this is Dear Hallmark. This is where we talk about Hallmark movies and stuff and stuff and stuff. So we're talking about Feeling Butterflies today, starring Kevin McGarry and Kayla Wallace. Let me give you the premise if you haven't seen it yet. Kayla Wallace plays Emily. She owns a butterfly farm, sanctuary, not sure of the terminology, but we see her releasing butterflies at these different events. That's how she makes her coins. And she gets a call from a celebrity. The celebrity's name is Rebecca O'Keefe. And she wants Emily to release 500 butterflies at her wedding. Now, she is up against a competitor, what is it? Her competitor in business. Her name is Morgan Fisher, I think, or Megan, one of those. And that's kind of like her business nemesis. And so they're fighting back and forth. No, I do the best butterfly releases. No, I do. And while she's trying to get this Rebecca O'Keefe contract and make sure the butterflies, she gets the caterpillar so that they can release on time, she's also getting to know this single dad and his daughter, cue Kevin McGarry as Garrett, and his daughter, Amanda. And we meet them very early on because that's the party that she does in the beginning of the movie. So you can tell from the jump. Kev. Kev did not hide his affection one iota. You could tell straight off the bat that these two are a couple in real life. There is so much chemistry there. Here's the thing though, there were a couple of moments for me. I was just like, nah, dog. It's a no for me, dog. The biggest one being Garrett's indecisiveness with what he wanted to do with his ex-girlfriend and Emily. And I'm thinking, why are we having this same storyline like in Winter Castle? Do y'all remember when Kevin McGarry's character in Winter Castle had the same plot point of there being a woman in his life, but not really, but he wants it for her daughter and he doesn't know what to. I'm just thinking, like, I need you to make up your mind, boss. I need you to make up your mind. And it's either like it doesn't have to be complicated. Like, you either like her or you don't. And for the life of me, I could not understand, why did they leave little sugar cookie Amanda to do a butterfly party by herself so they could go gallivanting on a bridge? I said, so we trust a 10-year-old with some precious butterflies? That didn't sit right in my spirit. And while they're on this bridge, which reminded me of Don't Forget I Love You, by the way, he gets a call from his ex that he just has to answer, but it just seems like they're kikiing and not even talking about anything serious. So if he doesn't have care for this woman, why does he feel like he has the need to answer her every time she calls? Make it make sense, because it just didn't compute. The dial-up connection didn't come through. The Wi-Fi got cut off. I didn't understand. And Jill, his ex-girlfriend, I love that she was a Black woman. I'm not gonna lie. I appreciated that she was a Black woman. She was giving you Devil Wears Prada without the devil. She was just giving you I Wear Prada. You know what I mean? And I loved it. But I didn't believe that they were exes. Maybe they're not supposed to have chemistry, but if he still has some type of attachment to her, wouldn't you think that there was still a hint of a flicker of something, the story wasn't compelling enough for me, unfortunately. I feel like if we were to just erase this and reset to factory settings and maybe have a cityscape with a little bit more hustle, a little bit more fast-paced, quick-witted banter, I felt like that would have done them a better service, because this felt incredibly slow to me, this story. I mean, butterflies are great. I'm grateful to God. You know, God has a purpose for them. He created them intentionally, but I just didn't care. I just didn't care. So I have to give this 2.5 crowns. One for Kevin, one for Kayla, one for the and a half for the butterflies. Other than that, oh, I should say, this movie was incredibly pleasing to the eye. The aesthetics were on point as spring is concerned. We had a pastel color palette from the set design with the house to the wardrobe. I was in it to win it. It looked really nice. But and then the dad, okay. Here's another thing because I'm do I want to use the word conflicted? I don't know. But so there's this thing with our Hallmark men sometimes, our Hallmark, I should say, leading men, like the characters, not the actors themselves, the characters, where they seem mad passive and it's like they're not forward and they don't say what they need to say. They don't come right out and say it, hashtag Reliant K. They just assume there's a bunch of misunderstandings and it's just like, ugh. I But when the dad did it in this movie, where he just laid her laundry out on Front and Jump Street for everybody to just see in terms of her feelings for him, I was like, oh, I mean, I'm glad it was out there, but it was just the way that it was done. I was like, oof, I could see how that could be a bit embarrassing. And even how the daughter did it for Garrett, how Amanda was telling Emily how her dad has a crush on her in front of Garrett. And so, I mean, yeah, it was a movie. I'm wondering if this is the only spring movie in terms of aesthetic that we're going to get this season. This is a nice prelude to spring. It definitely had a lot of spring vibes, but it just didn't work for your girl, unfortunately. So let me know what you think about feeling butterflies. Were you just, it was all about Kayla and Kevin, so you weren't into the story? Because that's happened to me sometimes where I'll be so enamored with the actors that I didn't care. The story could have been them reading the phone book and I still would have gave it 5 crowns. So let me know your thoughts about feeling butterflies in the comments. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel and also subscribe to the podcast. I review some throwback Hallmark movies that I've never seen before, and I am going through Chesapeake Shores right now. I am almost finished season 4. Crazy. So I'm going to be getting to this, like the great season 5. I'm hype about it. But all of the links for that will be in the show notes, and also be sure to follow Dear Hallmark on Instagram, because Dear Hallmark is starting a quarterly book club called Strictly Lit. We are going to be reading books that Hallmark movies have been based off of and doing a book to movie adaptation comparison that will be done on Instagram Live. So if you want to participate, be sure to follow Dear Hallmark on Instagram for more information. That's all from me, you guys. I will talk to you in the next video. We're going to be getting into some Up TV movies, so I'll talk to you then. Bye.